All right, so this is the second part we're going to make for this exercise, set of exercises. Um, there's a couple things I'm going to introduce here, the concept of a revolve and also what's called a thin feature extrusion. So let's get into it. You'll see that the way the drawing is specified is a little confusing, but that's what we've been given. So sometimes you have to work off of a drawing that's not the way you would love it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create this shaft piece here that has a length of 1.5, and it's defined by two circles or two radiuses, 0.35 and 0.15, and a distance. So let's go ahead and get that started. I'm going to create a new part. I'm going to make this on the front plane. I'll create a circle. I want to use a center line. And I'll create another center point circle. And what I need now is to connect them by some tangent lines. So I'm going to use the line tool. I'm going to click somewhere on the large circle, and I'm going to pull away as if I'm pulling away tangent, and that makes sure that that line's tangent to the big circle. And then I come over without clicking on this small circle. I hover over it until I see the coincident and tangent relation show up, and I can click them. Double clicking will end the line, but the line tool stays active, so I'll come here again, pull away, hover over till I see both of those relations that I want, and click, and then double click to end the line tool. So what I can then do, I wouldn't necessarily need to trim out, but I will trim here. I'll select trim, and gives me my shape. I'll go to my dimension tool. This length dimension is 0.35. This dimension here, the radius is 0.35, and the radius here is 0.15. Very good. So I'll do features, extruded boss. The length is going to be 1.5. Do we get that? And now what we are working on is creating a line. Now notice the line is directly underneath that center of this, of the larger circle. So that's where I'm going to work, and I'm going to create this sketch on the top plane. So select the top plane, create a new sketch. And you can see where the origin of the sketch is at the center of the large circle. So I'm going to utilize a center line to come from here down, making sure that I have an endpoint on both of those sides. I'll now utilize the line tool again, coming off horizontally. And you'll note that I was drawing it as a center line, so I don't need to delete it. I can just, well, I actually am going to delete it because I also want to go to transition to an arc. So I'm going to utilize my line tool. I'm going to select here, pull out, come off, come back, transition to an arc. And now if I'm careful when I draw my next line, I can also transition back to a tangent line, which is what I've done. Double click to end the line tool. I'll use my smart dimension. This dimension wants to be 3.5. This dimension here is going to be aligned, so I want to make sure I catch it as being aligned. That distance is 1.25, so I'll put that in over here. 1.25, and the radius is 1, and the angle is 135 degrees. Okay. So I'll zoom out a little bit. And now you could make the thickness of this lines 0.2 and finish it off, but we don't need to. We're going to use what's going to be called a thin feature. So instead of doing anything, my line is fully defined, but I only do have a line here. I'm going to go to Features, Extruded Boss, and you'll see that there's this new thing called a thin feature that is showing up. So if I view this from the top, you can see what's happening here is that the line is being thickened. You have options as to which way you want that thickening to occur, and you can even do it from a mid-plane or to have two directions on which to extrude it. But I just want to do a one direction. I want it to be on this side of the line, and I want the thickness to be 0.2. All right. Now, the thickness or the extrusion depth is going to be not blind, but through all. But that's only in one direction. And you'll note that there is a direction 2 option here, which I can turn on and also make that being through all. So I get it to go through all both of these. And that's essentially what I want. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to do another sketch on the top plane. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create just half the shape here. So this piece here is going to be revolved. Sorry, I jumped through. So let's see what we have here. I'm going to draw my part here. I'm going to go up, over, angle, down, angle again, and close the line. Now I'm going to note, you see this 120 degree angle? There's also another 120 degree angle here. So this line and this line, basically this one here and this one here are parallel to each other. So I'm going to hold my control key down, select that line and this line, and choose to make them parallel to each other. And now let's set some distances. So this distance here is 0.5. From here to here is 0.25. From this corner point to this line is 1.5. And from this vertex to this line is 0.6. Now, because I'm going to make this a revolve, oh, we have to put one more. I have to put from here to here and make that angle 120 degrees. Now, because I'm going to make it a revolve, I'm going to build a center line in. So I'm just going to go from here down. And once I have the center line in, when I ask it to revolve, it's automatically going to say, oh, there's a center line that's part of that sketch. I bet you that's what you want to revolve around. So I'm going to do Features, Revolved Boss, and it says that's what I think you want to do. We're going to do a revolved boss of 360 degrees, and we'll say OK. And there's something not quite right here, so let's see what's going on here. I'm using the wrong corner. You see where I have the 0.6 here? You see, I can see that there's an issue here. So let's go back to this sketch. And yep, so I have the dimension here, 0.6 is wrong. So I'll delete that. I'll go back to my smart dimension, and it's actually this line is 0.6. So I update it, and now that I've updated, I can go back to closing the sketch over here in the upper right hand corner is the closed sketch, and it'll automatically rebuild the part, and that looks a lot better. Okay, so we have this part built. Let's just double check what the volume and surface area are. So I'll go back to evaluate mass properties, and I get a volume of 3.32 cubic inches and a surface area of 28.85 square inches. All right, so one other quick thing. Remember, we made that going through all. So if I go back to this initial extrusion, and let's say I modify this a little bit. Maybe I make this 0.25. So that changes the shape. And if I then say update the part, you'll notice that the handle has changed in accordance with that. That's exactly what I want. I wouldn't have wanted this handle to be thicker than that. I wanted to have always go along with the diameter of this shaft. So I can click here again, go back and change that back to 0.35. And notice when I do that, the part doesn't automatically update. That's because there's an option here of Control B. So once you make a change like that, but it has to propagate through the part, SOLIDWORKS waits and says, are you sure, or waiting for you to do it. So what you can do here is click on this rebuild button or hit the Control B on your keyboard. I'll do that, and the part will automatically rebuild. Okay, so that's the second part for today. Hope you found it useful.